Final Fantasy VII Rebirth won't have integrated style DLC, as Square Enix's focus is on Part 3. Rebecca Valentine over at IGN. In an interview with the Daily Star, Hamaguchi gently denied fans' hopes of the intermediary chapter between Rebirth and the next game. Final Fantasy VII Remake received such a chapter with Intermission, which included a new story feature. Quote, "We definitely hear the desire from fans, the voices out there that want that kind of thing," end quote. He said, quote, "I understand it completely, but I think from my perspective, what the fans really want to see the most is not necessarily DLC. They want to see the third part of the series as quickly as possible." Michael, where do you stand, buddy?
I'm totally with that, right? Because the first two parts of this were fantastic, right? Rebirth, amazing. Absolutely cannot wait to see Remake as well. Was fantastic. I mean, Rebirth Game of the Year nominee, right? So I think I'm totally with it, right? I could see if you had the extra time, right? If you had been able to, let's say if you'd cut something from Rebirth, and you're like, one of those, I don't say lazily done DLCs where it's like, look, we already had all this done, but we cut it from the game. We'll throw it out there as a bone. I'd be totally cool with that. But if they don't have that, 100%, just work on the part 3, right? Finish up this trilogy, right? I don't want delayed DLC. I want the trilogy. I also want to be able to play it on Xbox. But I don't think we're going to be able to get that one. So, no, I totally understand what they're doing. Cannot hate on it at all. Throw me the real game. Let us get this trilogy wrapped up, because the first two have been amazing. I also think there's a lot of pressure to make sure part 3 is as good as Remake, as good as Rebirth. Because if those are amazing, and then the third part's a letdown, the whole trilogy is going to be remembered as a lame duck. So they've got to nail this last one, and if they do, this could be one of the best gaming trilogies of all time.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure, I think, going into the final chapter, right? So it's all hands on deck. Let's make sure we nail this and get it to the fans in the way that they need it to be, because Square Enix could put themselves at a whole other level ending off this little trilogy, right? I say little, but it's far from small. But it is very important to Square to make sure that they get it right. The fans will light them up if it doesn't go down the way it should go down, right? We've seen it in the past with other games. We'll see it again here in the future. But it is one of those, dude, like Final Fantasy VII Remake got a 9 and 10s across the boards. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, same deal. So here we go. We need to kind of keep that mantra going and make sure that they stay at that level, because if they don't, dude, it, like you say, it will be remembered as a flop at the end of the day, where it should be, hey, the first two games are great, but the third game just didn't really pull it off. We don't want a Game of Thrones situation. We want to end off at such a high and just be real well remembered.